Okay, so they're joking around about who owns the grave and who lies in it and making all these silly puns about, well, I'm lying in it and I'm lying, but eventually everyone's going to lie in it and it's my grave because I'm the grave digger, but it's not mine. And then finally, Hamlet says, "What man dost dig it for? For no man, sir." "What woman, then?" "For none neither." "Who is to be buried in it?" "One that was a woman, sir, but, rest her soul, she is dead." How absolute the knave is! We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, these 3 years I've taken note of it. The age is grown so picked that the toe of the peasant comes so near the heel of the courtier, he agaffs his gibe. How long hast thou been a grave maker? Of all the days in the year, I came to it that day that our king Hamlet overcame Fortinbras. How long that since? Cannot tell you that, every fool can tell it. It was the day that young Hamlet was born, he that is mad, and sent to England. Ay, Mary, why was he sent to England? Why, because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or if he do not, it's no great matter there. Why? 'Twill not be seen him there, for there the men are as mad as he. So that's a little joke for the English on the English, saying that everybody in England is so crazy that nobody will notice if Hamlet doesn't recover his craziness over there in England, because they're all crazy. Um, and Hamlet obviously is getting a kick out of this because the gravedigger's talking about him, but he doesn't know it. Obviously, the gravedigger doesn't recognize Hamlet. How came he mad? Very strangely, they say. How strangely? Faith, even in losing his wits. Upon what ground? Why, here, in Denmark. I have been sexton there here, and boy, 30 years. How long will it lie in the earth, a man, ere he rot? My faith, if he not rotten before he die, as we have many pocky corpses nowadays, that will scarce hold the laying in, he will last some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year. Why, he more than another. Well, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade that he will keep the water a great while, and your water is a sore decayer of your whoreson dead body. Here's a skull now. That skull lain in the earth 3 and 20 years. And he's picking up a skull, the very famous skull we've shown you this moment many times, where this is the skull. Whose was it? A whoreson and mad fellow 'twas. Whose do you think it was? Nay, I know not. A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. I poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester. This? E'en that. Let me see. So he hands him the skull, and Hamlet touches the skull and says, Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where are your jibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were once set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning, quite chapfallen? Now get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick to favour she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing. So this is that very famous speech where Hamlet's talking about the court jester who used to make him laugh and saying, well, where's all your jokes now? It's not so funny. And kind of realizing, again, just really taking this in, that everybody comes to this ultimate fate. And he's sort of processing this. And we don't know if he's processing it because maybe he's thinking, hesitating once again to kill, whether he should not kill Claudius or accepting that he has to. Lots of things he might be thinking about here. What's that, my lord? Do you think Alexander looked on this fashion than the earth? E'en so, and smelt so? And he puts down the skull. To what base uses we may return, Horatio, we may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find a stopping a bunghole. 'Twere to consider too curiously to consider so. Horatio's like, chill, man, maybe you should stop thinking so much about all this. Yeah, even Alexander